What is up, guys? Alex here, otherwise known as Clash with Style, and today we have another EYG clan, and this one is new clan, otherwise known as All Hail. So new clan is just the clan that All Hail uses for events and Supercell CWL. And today I'm just going to be taking a look through 7 of their attacks from this season, the October season of CWL, to see what they have to offer. And I tell you what, there is some very exciting attacks for sure in this, including a Town Hall 11 3-starring a Town Hall 12 at the end of this video. So certainly stay tuned, keep an eye out for that at the end, and let's just jump into this. So you can see new clan have won 4 out of 5 of their wars so far and are currently tied on day 6 of CWL. So much like the other EYG clans, looking very, very strong indeed. So let's just jump into this, get into some replays and see what these guys have to offer. So first of all, looks like we are going in for a Queen Walk, Go We Bow. So we've got a Golem in with this one. It's very rare to see Golems in at Town Hall 12. It tends to be, you just sort of use your Wall Wrecker as your tank to start, and you hope that the rest of the troops do enough. But the Golem is going to be going down in front of our Wall Wrecker, which is going in from this right hand side. The Queen Walk has already started from the top right hand side, and she did take a lot of damage very early on. So Dai Kazoo having to use the ability probably a lot earlier than he would have wanted, and unfortunately that single target Inferno also in the center taking care of that Wall Wrecker pretty early before the Wall Wrecker was able to bust through that wall. But luckily enough that we've got so many troops in there that it doesn't cause them too many issues. We also have a jump spell giving us access into those center compartments. Warden's ability of course used through that Giga Tesla and the Giga Bomb. Need to get these single target Infernos down. The bowlers do that perfectly for us. We now have a large group pushing up to that right hand side, and a large group through the center, and a large group down to this left hand side. So at this point looking pretty strong to pick up a 3-star for sure. The Queen is back on full health. Those healers done a fantastic job at getting her back up. She hopefully will step up and be able to deal with that enemy Queen. Is she going to be able to? Oh, just takes care of the enemy Queen, but she is also down herself. And now it is just up to this large group down on this left hand side to finish off. We've already got a cleanup archer starting work up on the top side of the base on that elixir collector. Don't want to time fail, certainly do not want that. The Knuckler would I'm sure appreciate it if we time failed, but we want Dai Kazoo here to pull off the 3-star. So still going strong, getting onto that wizard tower. Looks like a giant bomber was at the bomb tower going off, doing a little bit of damage, but luckily that healer is now in the mix and is bringing those troops back up to full health, which is perfect. The Warden also doing quite a bit of work in there for us, and with 30 seconds left, timing might be an issue. We don't have many troops up. We have a couple of witches that are going to get some skeletons, luckily enough, to draw the fire from those cannons, but that cannon is now onto the Warden, and the healer is doing its best, but the Warden is slowly getting chipped down. But there's too many skellies in there from the witches, and we will finish off on that gold storage on the right hand side for a pretty strong Town Hall 12 3-star to start off this video for new clan. So let's go and take a look at the next attack. And the next one we have for you guys is Fitz from new clan, going in here with a Queen Charge Hog Rider attack. So it's good to see the Hog Riders getting some love right here. And we're going to be starting off with a Coco Loon on that left hand side, the E-Drag in behind, just making sure it doesn't pick up any black bombs too early. We definitely don't want that E-Drag to go down. We want it to get as much value as we can. The Archer Tower is chipping away on it, but the E-Drag has done its job. It has started that funnel, and we'll get one more shot before it falls. We now have the King coming in from the top. Unfortunately, the King is going to lock onto a wall, and the enemy Queen is going to take him down before he even gets a chance to do any damage really at all. So not getting much value from our King there, unfortunately. The Queen is now in again a test loon just to make sure there's nothing in there that's going to do any damage to our healers. The Ice Golem, one Ice Golem has already been pulled out from the clan castle, so the Queen will have to deal with that quite early on, but luckily the enemy Queen not quite in range just yet, so we will deal with that. It will pause us for a little second there, gonna hold us up before moving on to the enemy queen. We need to make sure we get her down. Of course, rage spell used. Not the best placement of the rage spell, just out of range of those healers, so the ability also needed to be used there probably a lot earlier than Fitz would have liked, but needs must, and the ability had to be used there. Out comes the other clan castle troops. Of course, another rage spell used, as well as a poison for those clan castle troops. A little bit late on the poison there. The baby dragon was already pretty much taken down by the time Fitz got that poison spell in. The multi-target Inferno did do a hell of a lot of damage to those healers, but luckily not quite able to take them down. The Queen is going to deal with that Town Hall right there, so the Hog Riders luckily do not have that Giga Bomb to worry about. The Warden's ability used nice and early on to keep as many Hogs up and out of those Eagle shots as we can. Unfortunately, the Eagle is able to get a couple more shots off just before the Hog Riders manage to take it down. We have the Stone Slammer pushing in from this bottom section right here, gonna hopefully be able to get in there and deal with that multi-target Inferno before the Hogs reach that. Of course, nice premature heal spell there is gonna allow those Hog Riders to get back up to full health and finish off that air defense before moving on to the mortar and the Tesla on this left hand side. Fitz already has a few cleanup troops going around on this right hand side. The Hog Riders now are going to deal with that enemy king with the help of the Warden. What is the Queen doing? Being a wall breaker, as she likes to do. Going to be stuck on a wall before pushing onto the outside of this base to assist with cleanup. We have one wizard at the top, and we will just speed up here to ×2 to finish off this one right here. But another very strong attack, and it's impressive to see the Hog Riders getting some love even after they got nerfed in the recent balancing changes. So well done to Fitz on that one. Let's go and take a look at some Town Hall 11 3-stars. JPS is going to be going in here with a classic drag bat attack. Maybe could have used a cLaN on that left hand side just to make sure there was no black mines. We definitely don't want, like I said, those E-drags to pick up those black mines too early on. We have a baby dragon pushing in from the top side of this base. Hopefully it just stays out of range of that air defense. We definitely don't want it to catch our baby dragon too early. We want to make sure that funnel is fully set. In comes the Stone Slammer from the top. We could have done with that single target Inferno locking onto one of the balloons rather than the Stone Slammer. Unfortunately, again, the Stone Slammer not going to get as much value as JPS probably would have wanted. The first rage spell used here through to push these dragons onto the Queen. Unfortunately, only one of the dragons able to get on there, but luckily it is enough to deal with that enemy Queen before it can do too much damage. Another rage spell used onto 4 of the dragons in the center of the base right there, and in comes those bat spells from the right hand side. The dragons have done a great job at taking out the majority of the splash damage, so it means the bats have pretty much free reign to roam around this right hand side before reaching that wizard tower in the center, which could cause some issues. It looked like the wizard tower was locked onto those dragons, and unfortunately just lost out a little bit there. Probably should have used that free spell over the wizard tower. One free spell left though, I'm guessing will be used right there. Yes, getting all 4 of those defenses, so great placement on that. We still have the king and queen coming in on the back end of this one, so it's strange to see the king and queen not used early on. In most of these style of attack, you would see them used to try and snipe off one of the air defenses, but JPS going to be using them on the back end of this one, probably, to be honest, not even needing to use them. The single target Inferno, the only thing that's really going to cause us too many issues, but the queen and the dragon and the king will get the job done right there. Queen's ability not even needing to be used, so a very strong 3-star there from JPS, not even really needing his heroes, so very impressive indeed. Let's move on to another Town Hall 11 3-star. Vishal is going to be going in here with a P.E.K.K.A. Hobo Bat. So we've got some Hog Riders in this one, which is very impressive indeed. You don't often see Hog Riders involved in this style of attack, so I'll be interested to see how Vishal goes about this one. Those bowlers are going to get some great value splashing over onto that air defense there to make sure these troops funnel right into the center. We've got a couple of P.E.K.K.A.s that have split off to the right and one that has split off to the left, and we need these bowlers to try and push into the center as quickly as we can. This wall wrecker should get pretty good value as the town hall is on the opposite side of the map, but it looks like the dragon from the clan castle has unfortunately locked onto that and is going to take it down pretty quickly. The ice golem from the CC troops pops and holds us up for a little bit. We could really do, there we are, just as I was saying it, the queen takes out that multi-target inferno, which is perfect for us. And if I cast my eyes down to the bottom, it looks like we've actually missed a couple of buildings there. Not too sure why the P.E.K.K.A. has walked past them. We have a rage spell in the center of the base. Those healers doing a great job keeping those things alive, and it looks like the wizard tower there on the right hand side is locked onto an ice golem, which means those bats do not need a freeze spell to take care of that, which is perfect. Unfortunately, the P.E.K.K.A. down on that left hand side, not quite able to take down that wizard tower. Oh, and just slightly delayed on that free spell there. The wizard tower was able to get one shot off, taking out pretty much the majority of the bats in one swoop. The hog rider's now going to start coming in from this left hand side. One hog rider as well as a wizard is able to take care of that cannon to reduce some of the damage on the back end. I'm guessing he will start to get these hog riders in to try and push into the rest of this base, because if he is able to swag 30 troop space, I will be very impressed indeed. He now has a minion down. In fact, he's not even used his warden or queen's ability. This is incredible. Freeze spell used there on the Teslas there that will allow the hog riders to finish them off very easily. Warden's ability almost used there to just rub it in Chase Tries YT, another YouTuber potentially, in his face, the fact he didn't even really need to use the abilities there. And what an overwhelming 3-star that was there for Vishal. Very, very impressive indeed. Great use of the hog riders there on the back end, planned out to absolute perfection. So well done on that one. Let's move on to another dragbat attack. Vader's fist is going to be going in on this one with, like I said, the dragbat attack strategy. Going to start off with his king on the bottom side of this base to set that funnel. Queen is up the top with that famous Valkyrie queen skin, still one of my favorites for sure. And in comes the dragons from this left hand side, balloons in behind, and the eagle is now active, so we could really do with getting that down nice and early. The stone slammer is going to push in from this bottom section, which is going to allow the king to get access into the base right there. Nice strategy there from Vader, allowing the king to get in and help out some of these troops. Just take out, get a little bit more damage in there, and in comes the bats from this right hand side. Free spells used on the wizard tower as well as that inferno tower. Definitely want to make sure we keep these bats up for as long as we can. Warden's ability used right there, but the ice golem going to freeze things up, so not getting the best value out of our warden's ability. But the bats have nothing else to worry about, really. No splash damage defenses. The only thing that could really hurt them would be the tornado trap if it was to be set off, or some red bombs activated by the balloons. And the bats have pushed all the way around. Off goes the tornado trap, which will hold up the stone slammer, which hasn't even popped there. It's going to go off right there, and all the defenses were already down. Look at the amount of dragons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dragons, I believe, still up on this right hand side. The balloon's going to wipe through the center, and our king, like I said, the stone slammer gave him access into the core of that base, so he is going to help clean up in there to pick up a very, very strong 3-star there from Vader. Very impressive indeed. The bat spells maybe not getting quite as much value as Vader might have wanted, but still getting huge value through that right hand side. I'm guessing he maybe would have wanted them to stay alive a little bit longer. I'm not sure if a red bomb maybe picked them off at the end, but he's had so many troops still up. The stone slammer still at the end, not even popped, just getting that out to get some balloons in there, and just, yeah, very impressive indeed. So let's go and take a look at a Town Hall 12 3-star right now. So we have Hail going in here with a P.E.K.K.A. Bobat. Like I said, a very popular strategy in the meta right now. You will see in pretty much all of the replays I've been showing as of recently, Dragbat and P.E.K.K.A. Bobat are the two main ones that I am seeing. So it's always good to see a few other ones. I believe we have had some Valkyries, I've seen some Hogs. There's been a few different variations of strategies that I've been quite impressed with from these EYG clans. Always great to see the different strategies, like I said, but you've got to use the strategy that you feel most comfortable 3-starring with, and Hail is going in here, like I said, with the P.E.K.K.A. bat. So he got the funnel set very quickly, which meant he can push right into the core of the base, freezing up the clan castle as well as the Eagle artillery, stopping any shots coming down from there. The bat spells are now coming in onto that wizard tower as well as the single target inferno. Freeze spells needing to be used right there. The wizard tower, oh jeez. So freeze spells not able to be used, and the bat's getting pretty much no value at all on that left hand side. The only thing they take care of is that single target inferno. So really we depend so much here on the troops pushing through the center. The warden's ability was used at very critical timing there, used actually before they reached the Giga Tesla, which meant that a few troops did get taken out by the Giga Bomb, but the warden's ability was used while everything was still in his radius. So Hale choosing to use that a little earlier, which definitely plays out pretty well for him here. That P.E.K.K.A. going to get 2 shots just able to take down that single target inferno. That could have caused some issues on the back end if Hale hadn't managed to take that out. The last healer is going to fall to a black bomb right there, and at this point it looks pretty much just like a case of cleanup. The queen still her ability in hand, so we shall speed it up to ×2 as this queen clears along this right hand side and heads to that mortar down at the bottom. The P.E.K.K.A.s will clear up on this top section before moving on to that archer tower up there. Queen's ability, of course, like I said, used right there. She is going to head in through the base rather than around it, and that could cause some issues, but luckily the P.E.K.K.A. just clinging on to dear life is able to finish off that last building right there. And I tell you what, this next attack is something special indeed. A Town Hall 11 3-starring a Town Hall 12. So let's go and take a look. And here we go, TSIM going in against this Town Hall 12. So you can see it's obviously not a max Town Hall 12, but it is well upgraded. It's got plenty of stuff upgraded. The heroes at a decent level. The Eagle active right now already, and obviously that Giga Tesla going to be active from the Town Hall can cause some serious issues, as well as the Giga Bomb. So that is why I wanted to showcase this incredible 3-star from TSIM. Very impressive indeed to pull off this 3-star against a Town Hall above you, even if it is not max. So going to be pushing in here, rage spells down in the center to make sure those bowlers get as much value as we can get from them. Warden's ability used through the Giga Bomb as well as through a giant bomb and some of those eagle shots. We've got a decent sized group of witches pushing along this left hand side, which keep an eye on because they get some great value for us. The bowlers also able to get some great value through the center of this base. Queen's ability is still in hand, as well as a poison spell. So I'm guessing TSIM forgot to use the poison spell on the clan castle troops, potentially missing that, which could have maybe cost him here, but still going strong. Queen's ability, like I said, still in hand, and it is those witches along this left hand side that are going to be very important for us, so keep an eye on them. At this point it looks like the attack is starting to fade out. We have pretty much used up all the resources we have. The only real thing we have up left is the poison spell and the Queen's ability. 2 witches, the Queen and the Grand Warden left to finish off this base. To be honest, I'd say it's impossible, but TSIM is obviously able to do it. Unfortunately, that jump spell just wearing off there. The Queen's ability needing to be used to get through that wall, and this is going to be very, very tight indeed. A few defenses already focusing in on the Queen. We could really do with her staying up. It's very, very important for us. Is the Queen going to be able to take down that archer tower? Yes. So she takes down that archer tower, which is very important. We need those skeletons to get out in front. The mortar luckily locks onto the Grand Warden there, which is going to save those skeletons from getting taken out in one hit, which means they can tank for the single hit point the archer tower as well as the cannon, which means the Queen can then snipe them from behind with the help of the Warden and those witches. And this is incredible. A Town Hall 11 swags the poison spell and is able to 3-star a Town Hall 12. When they said that this happened, I could not believe it, and I had to come and see for myself and record this and show you guys just how incredible this attack was from TSIM. So well done to him or her on this one. And yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I certainly enjoyed recording it for sure. Some incredible 3-star attacks as always from the EYG community. If you did enjoy it, let me know which one of these 7 attacks was your favourite. For me personally, of course, it's going to be that Town Hall 11 v12 3-star right there from TSIM. Very impressive indeed. Drop a like as well. Subscribe too. We are climbing. By this point we probably should be over 2,000 subscribers, so exciting stuff indeed. Looking forward to getting that Trojan War coming out relatively soon. So yeah, that is it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you on peace.